Let's roll.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Real Talk here on Shelbyville Now.
Yes,
It is
sir.
July the 17th,
Yes,
Thursday,
sir. All day long.
all day. I'm David Thomas. It's Mr. Bo Gill.
Hello. Welcome.
We're here to talk about the local headlines and more than anything else, the national headlines that don't get talked about a whole lot.
We have a little real talk about everything.
Yeah. So we're going to dive into some stuff. But before we do, we need to take a break and hear from our sponsor, Norris Plumbing, located here in Shelbyville for all your plumbing needs. We'll take a break and be right back.
Norris Plumbing, your go-to source for licensed and insured plumbing services. Hour emergency services when you need it. Norris Plumbing, call us at 931-703-5915.
All righty, welcome back in here. We're going to have some real talk today.
Yes,
and Bo,
sir.
as
Yes,
we
sir.
Dive into this report that I've got for July 17th today.
Yes, sir. The real talk
Before
report.
we do, one thing that you brought up was to talk about the Department of Education and a lot of the cuts that's taking place there.
Yes.
And then we started having a conversation about how it affects us locally. I talked to a teacher over the weekend, and she was telling me that there are several positions that Bedford County is not going to have funding for because of the federal cuts.
Mm-hmm.
I think getting to the root reason for the Trump administration cutting the Department of Education is not to hurt local schools, it's to get the bureaucracy wiped out and get that money to the local level.
Yeah, it's to take away that the carrot over the local school board. It's to get the government out, the federal government out of it, and to give more control over the states. The states are fully, I think, they can make those decisions because they're closer to these counties. That's what the ultimate goal is to to really kind of have the federal Department of Education maybe abolished.
Well, they're talking about moving it into Health and Human Services and just have a division of them.
And it sounds, maybe that doesn't sound good, like coming out. Maybe it says, oh, he's getting rid of something. But this is something that's an oversight that I think that states could prosper over.
We took our education and we handed a lot of power over from our local boards of education to our state.
Yes.
Okay, that was not a good move, but the state is funding so much of it. It's funding probably 70%.
Yeah.
Now, actually, no, it's probably funding 78%. I don't know what the 2025-26 budget looks like, but it's the bulk of it. It's coming because we have such a high sales tax.
Right.
9 3/4% sales tax is higher than any state around us.
That's right. But no income.
And we're flush with money.
Right.
So the state ought to make up the difference for these teachers. Plus, you got the nutrition program that Michelle Obama got kicked in, and it brought down basically free lunch for everybody, but you got to do it this way.
Yes.
That takes that away.
Yes.
So
it takes away the strings. When the federal government gives money, they say, yeah, but
you got to do this.
You got to do that. You got to do that. You can get the free lunch. Yeah, what? When they take those away, it feels like at first they're taking, but look, that all through my school up until the late 90s, we were paying for our lunch.
Yeah.
I mean, my parents were paying for our lunch. If I had a job towards the end of high school, I paid for my lunch. They had programs that would, that if you qualified for, you could qualify for free lunch. But I don't think it's a bad thing if we pay for our kids' lunch. That's a lot of money going to schools. And not to mention the waste. I hear a lot about the waste that they have to throw away of the food.
Yeah.
That's just an example of one way that I think that federally it can help because, there are some kids that need it. But I think that the states are able to come up with programs, which they have in the past, to be able to serve the ones that can't qualify.
Yeah, well, here's the other thing, too. During the summer, I know there's a program where kids actually can go and they're going to get free meals during the summer. And I've heard some teachers tell me if these kids didn't have that, they wouldn't even get anything to eat. And that's sad.
That's exactly
all right.
Right.
So, but our state is flush with money.
Yes.
And they have it in the coffers. If they get some of the federal funding back, if they send it back down to the state or our counties, we can take and fill those gaps that are left. Okay, these 12 positions or how many ever it is, I think it's in special education and some other areas.
Yeah.
Let's get that money back, and let's get it from the state. Our county can't afford it.
Right.
We've been leaning on the federal government. It's gone, but our state is sitting there. They still could fund it. They're overfunded. I mean, seriously.
And I think that's what they want. And there are probably several counties just like ours that would have all of them.
Yeah.
And so that, the sentiment is not, let's take away. No, it's to give the state the opportunity to fill those.
Put it back down to a level where the decision making is closer to the children that's involved.
Yeah.
I think Bedford County, our Board of Education, knows a whole lot more about the education program and what our kids need in Bedford County than somebody sitting in Nashville, and especially the most corrupt city in the world, Washington, D.C.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Get it to this level. And I think that's the goal. Yes. We just got to get it there, and we can't stop. We got to forward it and get it down here to this level.
This Supreme Court decision, though, was a big step.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to go over some headlines, Bo. And let's just I want everybody to understand that we're not here to go in detail on all this. I'm going to start doing this every time we
like
sit
to hit
down.
the surface.
Yeah, we're going to scratch the surface. Okay, first of all, the U.S. response to Israeli strike in Gaza. A Catholic church was struck today, and that was like a few hours back when it was daylight.
Yeah, we're kind of flip-flop
in Gaza.
Yeah, so there's no. The supposed ceasefire is not ceased. So Israel.
No, there's no ceasefire.
Fired.
There's no ceasefire. This was done. They don't know if it was by a tank or by a drone, but a Catholic church that was housing and had 600 people that were displaced that had lost their homes were there, and Israel came out and said it was a mistake and they're sorry. And here's the thing: we got to have, and we've got a lot of innocent people getting just wiped off the planet. In Gaza, in an effort to get rid of Hamas. They've got to come to some sort of agreement.
They have to. And this is not a whatever culture you're on, whatever color you are. This is a human thing. You don't blow a missile into a church. That is a war crime. That is, if I've ever heard of one. I mean, this is just ridiculous. There is no peace there.
I've noticed this. Right now, Benjamin Netanyahu is on trial in his country for corruption.
Yes.
Every time they get to a critical point, they'll start shooting bombs and missiles, and he'll say, I got to go take care of this. And he's getting off the hook. So,
but just be aware of that situation going there.
Bahrain's Crown Prince Salman met with President Trump, and he's committed $17 billion to invest in the United States. And I'm not sure what it is, some sort of industry. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. But he's been working on this deal for a while. It's been, but I think it's finally coming to fruition. I think that we all need to know about that. So I hope I get a little bit of that. Does that mean we all get a little money?
No. And it's subject to a lot of terms and a lot of deals.
I'm sure. I hope they're not too big.
The U.S. military is starting to build some stuff in the Philippines. Going to be 2 military boat repair facilities in the Philippines. Mm-hmm. And that is for a war theater in the China Sea. All right, and that's kind of scary, Bo.
Yes, that's very scary. What that is basically is laying the foundations to be able to either defend or be aggressive in a war. I would say it'd be to defend. It is some type of military action. Yeah, and that's just part of the course. Do we have some out there that we're kind of rehabilitating or anything? I mean, is that
the ships got to have maintenance when they're out on the seas for a year at a time. Or months at a time, they have to have a place, and it would be a whole lot easier to come from the Mediterranean Sea and stop there for maintenance versus coming all the way home. So
I'm all about that. I mean, that's
but
great.
They're preparing. Our military is preparing for something. For the possibility of something.
So in a sense, I'm glad we prepare. I am. I mean, but I hate that we have to prepare.
Well, here's the thing about it, Bo. China right now, I don't think they're sending any missiles to Russia. I don't think they're sending any missiles to Gaza. I don't think they're sending any missiles to Iran, but I do think that they're stockpiling their stuff while we're blowing ours out all over the whole world.
We're lending them out. We're stockpiling here. A missile for you, a missile for you. We'll take a few. We might blow a few for 4th of July.
And Lindsey Graham is like foaming at the mouth happy.
Yeah, I know. That is something for everyone needs to note, exactly what you said. So, who knows? They might be funneling missiles through some caves in China, but not that we know of officially.
I know. So the theater of war in the China Sea is starting to shape up. and I don't think we'll ever come to a shooting war with China, Bo. I think we're going to end up in a financial war. I think it's already started, and they got to jump on us. We got to get caught up.
I think it'll be a sea. There could be some sea battles, some shipping containers getting compromised. I don't know.
I think there's going to be a lot of hacking and a lot of bank and interest rate and this tariff stuff. I think we're going to have trade wars. We got BRICS going on. There's a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, wherever there's something like that, though, there will always be these alternative criminal routes that it'll create. You just wait and see.
All right, then we got the Epstein controversy. One thing that I was reading before we came on, Bo, is how Fox News is totally ignoring that this exists, and just about everybody on the planet, and then maybe some people off the planet, are like focused on this. And I like what General Flynn. Mike Flynn wrote last night to President Trump. We want you to succeed, get this taken care of, deal with it, and let's move on and take care of whatever we need to do.
There's a lot because it's creating way too much speculation, more speculation than it needs to. Look, I think even all the lawyers, those have involved, have said that Trump, he's not done anything on there. That there's nobody in government that's on the list. I just think that whatever is on there or whoever he's trying to protect.
I think there's some donors.
Maybe some donors. I think it's time to just cut the string on that and say, here you go. Maybe the
Rip
FBI have a press conference, answer any questions. There's nothing to hide. Be transparent and get it over with.
But the thing that's got everybody concerned is the lies that have been told, intentionally or unintentionally. When Pam Bondi comes running out, we're going to release the files. Yeah. And on May the 16th or whatever it was, we're going to do this in a matter of days. And then July the 9th, there's nothing here to look at.
Yeah, on a Sunday evening, I believe the first.
Yeah, just toss it out there. Let the chips fall.
Yeah.
Redact all the innocent people.
Yes, I think that there is a lot of innocent people. There's a lot of witnesses in there that are scared. Maybe they'll get
redacted.
I'm for that. Let it out. Have a press conference. Be done with it, because if not, it's going to grow and grow.
Here's the thing: I don't think Trump needs to do a press conference. I don't think Bondi does. I don't think anybody does. I think that they just ought to put it out there and make one comment and turn around and walk off and let everybody that wants to look at it dig through it and do whatever they want to with it. Yes. And then when they come up and say, "Well, what about this?" Say, have a prepared statement for whatever that is. Yeah. All right, let's move on. We're giving it too much time.
Yeah, we are.
Right. But it does need to get resolved because there's so much distrust right now. 69% of Americans think that there's cover-up. Yeah. That don't need to be.
No, that don't
we
need
to be able to
trust. It may not be. So, but it will create that 69% if you don't let it out.
We had so much distrust the last 4 years.
Yes.
And I'm talking about from a conservative standpoint. Well, that distrust is developing now, and we don't need it. Yeah. It needs to go away.
I mean, it's still government here.
And when Trump comes out and says, calls people weaklings and said, "I don't want your support anymore," that was a mistake. He needs to take it back.
He lets the scab heal, like I said earlier, and then he just rips it off when it's about to heal.
It's like he hits himself over the head with a baseball bat.
Yeah, he does.
But anyway, all right. Trump also has some health concerns. Some people noticed some swelling. And Levitt came out today and read a statement talking about Trump shaking so many hands, it's creating swelling.
He is just too good of a guy. He shakes too many hands. So maybe he needs to go to the fist bump. What do you think?
I don't know. But anyway, they say it's from taking a lot of aspirin for heart. Look, he does that.
How does the guy do what he does? I don't know how he does.
He only sleeps 4 hours a night.
He rolls out of the bed and he tweets and he rocks the world, or he X's. I guess that's what you call it nowadays. But he is something else. And there's always something happening. The Biden administration, there was nothing. Nowadays, every day, multiple times a day.
One day in the Trump administration is equal to about 6 months of the Biden administration. They had to wake him up to get that.
All right, but anyway,
that's another story. Yeah. All right. There's been some protests that were scheduled for today called "Good Trouble Lives On."
Good trouble. 2 words that really shouldn't live together, but they are, huh? Good trouble.
And they were going to protest this Medicaid and SNAP and Social Security cuts that they said were taking place, which is a lot of myth in that, and I don't think it's even worth talking about.
It's not, but look, if what they're trying to do is clean up some of the waste, or if they're trying to clean up some of the people that are taking advantage of some of these systems, then I'm all for it. But look, they're not going to take away people that need their benefits or things. There are people that need help here, and we've got the mechanism to do that through this. But there is a lot of waste, though. I think you would agree, and most people would, that there are a lot of people that take advantage of some of these government
they're
programs.
Trying to get rid of the fraud.
Yeah, and that's what they're trying to do here. And there might be a few people that that aren't committing fraud that might get caught in
They
this.
could be collateral
But
damage.
But they'll have a case.
Yeah,
I'm Bart Durham or somebody will take care of them.
Exactly. All right, we've got budget cuts were approved, but J.D. Vance had to go in and decide it with a tie-breaking vote, and there's no reason that 54 Republicans cannot vote for cuts.
Well,
okay, this big beautiful bill thing, people were hollering about cuts. Well, they voted to spend more than ever. They could at least give $9 billion back of the Doge cuts. And we finally got it.
Yeah, we finally got it. But like you said, I mean, it took our vice president to come in there, and thank goodness. But it shouldn't have to happen with that majority.
I know it. All right, so we got economic-wise, the CPI rose in June, which is the Consumer Price Index. And there were also reported retail sales were up, and that's because the sales numbers are up because prices are up in the CPI. The biggest increase was in coffee, audio equipment, and home furnishings, and most of it is tariff related.
Are some of those going up because of the projected tariffs? Maybe people are getting their TV now.
Tariffs, it's reality. It's real tariffs.
But aren't they going to go even higher? I mean, now would be the time to buy. Maybe they're buying more because it's not cheap.
The CPI is the price index. That shows they went up.
That shows
if sales. What happened was before Trump came in with the tariff talk and had that Liberation Day situation back in April, there's a lot of big box stores and companies that started stockpiling this stuff. And a big company can do that. Small companies can't do that.
That puts them out of business.
Yes, all right. And I read a memo today from a company that I've known of ever since I've been alive that our business has done business with. They're 130 years old. And they basically shuttered the doors because they're going to have to reinvent their business because they got all their stuff from China and they can't make it here. It has to come from China or one of these Asian companies. And they just felt like that, well, by the time we pay the tariffs, people are not going to pay for this product. So we're done. They shut the doors after 130 years.
130 years.
130 years.
And this is real. This is happening. I mean, that is the tariffs taking effect.
We've got also a change. This is big news. The Coca-Cola recipe is going to change. Bo, before your time in 1984, they came out with this stuff called New Coke.
I was in there. I was only 4, but I remember.
All right. New Coke lasted about 6 months.
Yeah, I heard it. I mean, I don't remember the reaction.
Massive fail.
Yeah. Why are they trying this again?
All right. So this is going from corn syrup to cane sugar. Better product, higher quality, higher cost.
Oh, of course. Of course. Cost. And hey, the question is, will you still pay for that superior,
here's the thing, Bo. This sugar is going to be coming from Mexico, most of it.
Yeah, I know it. Well,
tariff, 25%,
tariffs
35%.
Wherever we're getting is from tariff. But hey, at least the company is saying, you know what? Since you're going to pay more, we're going to make it taste better. I think it's going to taste better. We'll see. I mean, I could be totally wrong.
It's going to be healthier.
Well, that's a win.
Yeah, it's real sugar instead of the processed corn syrup.
So it's like, here, it costs more, but you're going to be healthier.
And this is a RFK thing. This is him. Okay. This is him getting something done.
So look, everybody's getting a little bit of fruit on the table, right? They're producing. I like it.
Right. Public health wise, we've got the CDC's, which I don't believe anything that they say, but now that RFK has got the reins there, we might can trust a little bit more. But in 25 states, there is a surge in COVID-19, mainly in the Southeast, is where they're saying. So
in our area, they're saying, I haven't heard of any.
Well, I heard a couple of weeks ago somebody I know that had it.
Yeah.
But it's a 3 to 4 day cold with a slight fever.
Yeah. No, it doesn't hit as people as hard as it did the first time.
No, seems like it's taming itself down the further we get away from it. It's more like a summer cold.
Yeah. Wow.
And I just wonder how many people have a summer cold or just the sniffles, and they'll run to a quick clinic, get a COVID test, and it comes back positive. But they don't do anything. Still, they still don't do anything. No, you can do ivermectin, Bo.
Yeah, I know it.
You can do it. It works.
I run through the chute every now and then, and
let them shoot you. Yeah. I sell it. You want some?
Yeah, please, sir.
I take a little tablespoon every once in a while.
I do. You can do it's good. It's not bad for you. It's not the devil drug like they say.
No, it does a lot of stuff.
It is an anti-parasitic, right? If you're feeling parasitic, take you a little bit, and you'll be anti-parasitic.
There's a lot of theories out there that say that viruses are a form of a parasite.
Yes.
And I guess they are. They're an organism that have their own life, just like a parasite would, and they live in and they spread. So
it makes sense.
And I don't think there's no side effects to this stuff unless you just overdose on it.
Well, just don't OD on the ivermectin. Take it. Take it
Yeah.
easy, but take it. Don't be scared of it.
All right. Other things. There's some funding delays on the fentanyl overdose funding. There was a federal grant program that's been stopped, and I don't know if it's part of the cut.
Yeah. Is that
But
the Narcan where they're providing the Narcan?
in
I think?
Kansas and 40, it says Kansas, along with 48 other states, faces delays in key federal grant aimed at combating fentanyl overdoses.
And that's another thing.
Here's my question.
Bad. We've got to
Bo.
have that. You know.
Here's my question, Bo. Should the federal government be paying for this? And I
No.
get that it's a safety net to save lives, but why can't, as individuals, if you're going to be on drugs, why can't you buy your own Narcan or whatever it is?
It is a safety net, but it's at the same time it almost gives them a reason to use. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they know that they're going to be brought back.
Right.
You know, I just don't know. I mean, if
it's like a get out of jail free card.
It is, but it's even
sad.
bigger than that. Yeah,
It's
it
life
is.
and death.
And I don't blame people for using it.
No.
Right? I mean, if I have a loved one that's ODing, I'm going to use it, but does it block the treatment that they really need, like the core cause that they need, like maybe removing friends or changing lifestyles? I think that maybe it just puts a Band-Aid over it sometimes, and that's
maybe,
what I don't like.
Who knows? It can save lives.
It
and
does
those
save
people
lives.
might do it one too many times.
You're right.
And they get saved, and they it saves them, and they come out and say, that's it for me.
Yeah.
And maybe they do change it.
Yes.
But my question is,
kids, yeah.
we expect the federal government to do everything for us.
Yeah.
I don't want them
No.
messing up in my face.
No, I don't either. I mean, I wouldn't take diapers from them if I had a baby.
And that goes back to the free lunch stuff.
Yes,
I know
it
some
does.
kids need it, but everybody's had a free ride on that for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good. I've had a daughter in school through all this, and it feels good. I don't have to think about paying lunch.
Do you remember, did y'all get lunch tickets?
I would do it.
Y'all
yes.
get little lunch tickets
Yes.
you had to punch?
Every week.
Okay. Those things when I went to school was $2.50 for a week. That's 50 cents.
I think
a lunch.
ours were like, $5 or something like that.
Well, it's probably, what if it's 10 now?
That's
How
fine.
many-
I would pay it.
I know,
No problem.
I know. Is there somebody that can't pay the $10? Maybe with the way the inflation is and the way people are tight. Well, if you qualify for it, that's good. But we got to stop expecting government to do everything.
Look,
for
that's
us.
I think that if schools could come together, parents in schools. I know the way we are in Bedford County, people in schools would come together, parents, and say, "Look, this is for the fun for the kids that may not be able to afford their lunch. We can take care of ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Believe it or not, we don't need the federal government.
And every time they come in and do something, they're going to have to do something else on top of it.
They are.
But anyway.
Yes.
All right. So the other situation, U.S. Senator Tina Smith was hospitalized, feeling unwell. She was kept overnight for evaluation.
Yeah.
With no further details. Democrat from Minnesota. And that happened yesterday. Let's see. That's pretty much everything that's happened, and this came from about 30 different news sources, Bo.
Yeah.
And this is up to date. What's going on?
That's right.
And right now, breaking. There's supposedly some kind of news story, and I think it's probably going to be in the Wall Street Journal about this Epstein thing.
Yes.
So everybody's got their eyes on that.
They
right
do,
now,
they do. But there's a lot going on there. Just don't get too caught up. I'm trying not to get too caught up. There's nothing new, but the problem is it's not really even related to the case. It's to how they're handling of the public getting the information.
All right, changing gears. Bo, have you been to the fair yet?
Oh, yes, I have. I have been to the fair.
Is it hot?
Oh, is it hot?
Is it hurting attendance?
It does better to the attendance than the rain did. A couple years ago we had rain, and that just kills it. But later on, the attendance is good. But yeah, it does. It was hard for me to stay out.
Played cornhole? No,
I didn't do that.
I saw some pictures.
They
on
were
Facebook
some, but it
talking
wasn't. It wasn't me. I was paid to stay away. No, I'm just kidding.
right.
But I didn't do that. But let me tell you, there were a lot of people. I've been one night, and I'll be going back. But there were a lot of people there bearing the heat, But it's hot. Those buildings, they have the fans going. They're doing the best they can. But there's just no way to stay warm.
Any vendors there?
Oh yeah, a lot of vendors, local vendors. They've got. I know that the Cattlemen's Association here. They have these ribeye sandwiches that'll knock your socks off. Yeah, they're good. So go get you one of those. They've got all kinds of cotton candy, local vendors to Domino's Pizza. Everybody's
We got Jerry Parker chiming in today. Hey, Jerry.
What's up, Jerry?
I hope Hegseth and Vance are the next POTUS and VP. That could very well happen.
Very good.
All right. Connie Hasty, doesn't matter what is happening. I just want us to be prepared. I'm tired of Epstein. We need to move on.
Yep.
There isn't any
Amen.
that they will do with those guilty. They probably won't. They're going to get They probably won't nobody go to jail.
Well,
over
if
this,
they're guilty on there,
they need to.
Yeah.
They need to. All right. And then Connie, also, people need to contact the representative to stop giving illegals the right to become legal citizens in the U.S. I don't know what the answer is on that, Connie. You got some people that have lived here for 25, 30 years that aren't citizens, and they really don't have the proper documentation, but they're contributing to society. I mean,
Yes.
what happens to those
there
good
are
folks?
no, there are avenues to where you don't have to be deported, where you can get your immigration, by staying here. You have to demonstrate that you've been a citizen that's contributed. You might have been here since you were a kid, gone through school, got a diploma and everything. There are a lot of those that are caught there, and
I'll be honest with you, Bo. If you did this, I think this is a way to compensate or to have some sort of penalty. Have an extra portion if you have a job withheld from your tax for a couple of years. Maybe it's a $600 fine you pay per person, and it can be deducted through taxes. Okay, and then most of these people have kids that are citizens now. Get those kids to help those parents get their citizenship.
Yes.
Let them teach them the classes.
Yes.
And then go take the test and become U.S. citizens.
Yes, and there needs to be incentives. There could do incentives like that to learn English. If you will hold this amount, but if you learn English and the teacher tells us that you passed this class, then you get it. You get it. Hey, if you want to come to America, that's what it's all about,
Yeah.
And you want to work, but don't come here and be an idiot and a criminal.
Well, that's the ones that's got to go.
They got to go.
I know we got so many people right here in Shelbyville and Bedford County that are good families and good folks, and then we got some that are mixed in there probably. That those folks want them to go away.
Yes,
you
they
know,
do.
those people that are
They're
here from another country.
Yes.
They have acquaintances or they see them at a distance. Like, we don't even want you here.
Yeah, and we have Americans and they go to jail.
Yeah,
That's what happens to them.
Yeah, well,
they don't go out of the country. They just go to jail.
Yeah. All right, Bo. That's about all we got.
Oh me.
It's good. We'll come back on. And
there's always something happening. And, And we'll probably be back next week, so I'm sure
maybe sooner.
It may be sooner. I mean, if there's something happening, we'll come on here. We're not too far from the microphone. We can jump on here.
We can turn it on.
It's hot.
All right. We want to thank our sponsors, Norris Plumbing. And if you have any issues with plumbing, just call Jay. He'll take care of it, even if it's in the middle of the night. I hate keep saying that, but he's pushing that.
Yeah, no, that is what you need to push. That right there will get you the customers right there.
Absolutely.
When you show up whenever. So call Norris Plumbing. Give them a call.
All righty. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll be back again probably Monday, unless we have some breaking news that we need to get on here about.
Always stay tuned.
Thanks for watching. Please share our video here. Those that have watched on live stream, just share it and like it so more people can see it. We appreciate you watching. See you next time.
See you.